Motivation feels powerful in the moment. It gives you energy. It makes you believe you can change. It makes you feel ready. But there's a problem. Motivation doesn't last. You felt it before. That surge of energy. That moment where you say, "This time I'm different." You start strong. You take action. You feel unstoppable. And then it fades. You get tired. You get distracted. You lose focus. And suddenly, you're back where you started. If you watched the last video, you already understand something most people don't. You're not stuck because you lack potential. You're stuck because you're repeating patterns. And motivation is one of those patterns. You wait for it. You depend on it. You blame yourself when it disappears. But motivation was never meant to carry you. Discipline was. Discipline is not loud. It's not exciting. It doesn't give you that emotional high. Discipline is quiet. It's repetitive. It shows up whether you feel like it or not. And that's exactly why it works. Because your life is not built on what you do once in a while. It's built on what you do every day. Motivation makes you start. Discipline makes you continue. Motivation is based on feelings. Discipline is based on standards. When you rely on motivation, your actions are inconsistent. You do things when you feel good. You stop when you don't. But when you rely on discipline, your actions become predictable. You do what needs to be done, no matter how you feel. That's the difference between people who stay stuck and people who move forward. One waits, the other decides. Right now, you probably have goals. Things you want to change. Things you want to achieve. A version of yourself you want to become. But goals don't change your life. Systems do. And discipline is the system. It's waking up when you said you would. It's doing the work when it's boring. It's staying focused when distractions are everywhere. And let's be honest, most of the time, it is boring. Most of the time, it is repetitive. Most of the time, no one is watching, no one is clapping, and no one cares. That's where discipline is built. Not in big moments. In small, quiet decisions. The moment you don't feel like doing it, and you do it anyway. That's discipline. The moment you want to quit, and you continue. That's discipline. The moment you choose long-term growth over short-term comfort. That's discipline. And every time you do that, something changes. Not just your results. Your identity. You start seeing yourself differently. Not as someone who tries, but as someone who follows through. Not as someone who talks, but as someone who acts. And once your identity shifts, everything becomes easier to maintain. Because now, you're not forcing yourself. You're being yourself. This is where most people misunderstand discipline. They think it's about being extreme. Waking up at 4 a.m. Working non-stop. Pushing yourself to exhaustion. That's not discipline. That's unsustainable. Real discipline is simple. Do what you said you would do. That's it. Not perfectly. Not intensely. Consistently. Because consistency beats intensity every time. You don't need to change your entire life overnight. You need to stop breaking promises to yourself. Every time you say you're going to do something and you don't, you weaken your self-trust. And without self-trust, nothing works. But every time you follow through, even in small things, you rebuild it. You prove to yourself that you're reliable. And that changes everything. Because now, when you set a goal, you believe yourself. When you make a plan, you follow it. When things get hard, you don't stop. That's the power of discipline. It removes negotiation. There's no maybe later. No, I'll start tomorrow. No, I don't feel like it. There's only action. You do it because you said you would. And over time, that creates momentum. At first, it feels forced. Then it feels normal. Then it becomes part of who you are. That's when everything shifts. Because now, you're no longer relying on temporary feelings. You're operating from a standard, a non-negotiable standard. And standards create results. Think about the people who are successful in any area. They don't wait to feel motivated. They show up every day, on schedule, with intention, not because they feel like it, but because it's who they are. That's the level you need to reach. Not perfection. Reliability. You don't need to be the best. You need to be consistent. You don't need to feel ready. You need to start, and then keep going. Even when it's hard. Even when it's boring. Even when no one notices. Because that's where the real change happens. Quietly. Slowly. Then suddenly. This is the moment where you decide. Are you going to keep waiting for motivation? Or are you going to build discipline? One keeps you stuck. The other moves you forward. Every single day. If this message challenged you, don't ignore it. Subscribe to this channel and commit to becoming 1% better every single day. Like this video so more people understand the difference between motivation and discipline. And in the comments, write one thing you will do today, no matter how you feel. Stay consistent. Stay disciplined. I'll see you in the next video.